back, it was not about, oh, they are damaging this. It was about, first of all, they are taking our job and they are taking our women. Those are sorry?
Can I interject, Tabza? You know, Tabza, how long I waited to speak on this platform, and I feel like I was not given a fair chance. And this guy,
yeah, but when you were talking, didn't I pay attention to listen to you?
Wait. I think you're gonna still continue. I just have to make this point. And I was interjected a lot, and I called in because the guy who's speaking was speaking before. He said a lot of things which I'm yet to even given a chance to respond to. Why the reason I called in? I feel like that time I was given, I haven't even said what I called in for, but I'll allow him to speak. I just want you to take note of that, Tabza.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so
sorry for the interruption. You can continue.
No, it's all right. So it was during that time that people now started saying, why are these guys unaliving people, but meanwhile they forgot, why are they going after their own African people who have assisted them? You understand? Something triggers something. Like they said, there's never a smoke without fire.
I'm interested.
You understand what I mean?
I'm interested. Can you please, since you do work for the feds, and I was so interested in about that, can you quantify the number of Nigerians that have been unalived by South Africans?
The number of Nigerians that have been unalived by South Africans?
Yes, please. The stats specifically.
Well, is it during the xenophobia in 2018?
Yes, please give me a number, because I'm sure the Fed would know exactly how many Nigerians have been unalived in 2018.
Okay, so the number of Nigerians that were unalived in it was not just 2018. There was 2018, 2019. It's over 30,000. The thing is, I want you guys to understand one thing, because before Nigeria, when you look at the distance between Nigeria and South Africa, if you look at the map, no Nigeria will take a bus, or no Nigeria will take a train into South Africa. Angel, they have to get a passport.
Angel, I'm in agreement with you. I am not gonna lie with you. I'm in agreement with you that there's no Nigerian who's gonna walk from Nigeria to South Africa. I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
So, when you get to South Africa and you say you are here on a student visa and you don't apply for student visa at all, or a permit, or you stay longer than what you are required to stay in South Africa, are you not then deemed illegal?
Okay, but does that remove your name from the immigration database who stamped you and welcomed you at the port of entry?
So give me those stats of those 30,000 Nigerians who came here legally, right? Can you please give that to me? I need to know.
Who came there legally?
You said to me right now that there's no Nigerians who would come by foot or by bus to South Africa. We agree on that, right? They all have passports into South Africa, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you said there were 30,000 Nigerians who were unalived. Where are those stats?
No, sorry, 300. I made a mistake. Okay. Don't be offended. 300.
Okay, I'll give you that. Those 300, where are those stats? Where did you get them from? Because remember, just the other day, you guys were saying that there's only 1% of Nigerians who are in jail. So those are stats because of people who are here legally. So I want you to tell me, where can I find the reference of those 300 Nigerians who are unalived by South Africans? I want to know that.
It's on CNN, CNN, the Nation's News, the Punch News have those stats as well. No. Also, hold on. Also, the Daily Trust also have those. All right. So there's a lot of the covers, both even in South African the East African news also cover those as well. All right. So it's not just one particular people that covers it.
Give us the website. We can go for ourselves, please. That would be very helpful, because saying that it's the CNN is not a reference. Give me the website that you trust so much as a Fed, right? That is available to the general public. Let's go there.
Okay, the East African news. have it.
By the way, right, I want to go back to the 61 billion. I'm going to just give you I fact check things. I'm not just a moderator. I also fact check certain things, right?
Okay.
So 61 billion, right? The issue of 61 billion that was given by Nigeria. I will not lie to you. Nigeria has given South Africa 300 passports to South Africans, right?
Yes.
But in regards to the 61 billion, how a person got to the dot of 61 billion is it's an opinion piece that was written in the South African History Organization. It's there, and the author of that opinion piece is.
Yeah, but am I debating with you or with?
No, but I'm saying I'm giving you facts, right? I'm not debating.
Yeah, but you were called to moderate.
Giving you facts.
It wasn't to.
Why are you unhappy about facts that I given? I'm saying to you, I'm not only a moderator, I'm also a fact checker. So I wanted to ask you a question from the facts that I'm giving you right now.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a problem.
No, you give me the facts because when people contribute, these are contribution and taxes from people's salary, right?
No. Let me finish. So the opinion piece on sahistory.org, it's an opinion piece. Even at the end of that opinion piece about this person who said that Nigeria provided 61 billion to South Africa as a contribution was an opinion piece by a Nigerian.
And this is not a one-time thing. This happens like monthly, yearly.
Let me help you. You just said I must go to the BBC. I went there right now. It talks about only 2 Nigerians who've been unalived. So tell me where the 300, where's the 300 from?
Only 2 Nigerians who were unalived. What are you talking about?
I'm saying
start unaliving Nigerians because as you as an individual, you don't know who is legal and who is not legal. It's only your law enforcement that can identify who is legal and who is not legal. That because they have that equipment, they have that capability. And then for people that is saying Nigerians are over 500,000 in your country, and I still said that is a pathetic lie because, like I said, the distance between Nigeria and South Africa, there is no way a train, a bus, or whatever can get there except by plane. And when person getting in the plane, they need a passport. And once they get a passport, South Africa and Nigeria doesn't have a visa-free agreement, so Nigeria would have to obtain a visa from South African embassy, which they know how many people they issue the visa. They have that record. And when the Nigeria land in South Africa, whether they stayed or maybe overstayed their visa or not, those who land at that airport were stamped and welcomed in the airport by your immigration. So they have the statistics as well of how many Nigerians were stamped. If at the end of the day they overstayed and become illegal, that doesn't change the question that the immigration have how many numbers who came through that airport. So when we give a statistics about people that said, oh, Nigerians that they are illegal or they come in illegal, no, or this is the amount of Nigerians that are in the country, I beg to disagree, because according to the travel, and assuming it's just a Zimbabwe that is close to you guys, you can say that easily and is believable. But when you guys said over 500 and your immigration is corresponding with what your embassy is saying, then that does not make sense at all.
Thank you, Angel. Mabasa, do you want to reply to what Angel is saying?
But I mean, I'm just shocked in terms of, like, I patiently called in, I waited the longest time. This guy still given more time even than me, who's new to speak. I just feel like, we need a balance. This guy is repeating himself. I wanted to respond to a lot of things that he's saying, but it seems like he's been given all the time to speak. And on my side, I'm gonna be cut. I'm gonna get cut. I'm gonna be told that I must pause for now. I just feel like I need to be given equal time as well, especially because I waited and not interrupted people when they were speaking.
So, all right, I'm here. Let me try to assist. All right, Mabas, how much time do you need to respond?
I don't know, because this guy said a lot of things, and the Nigerian propaganda.
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
I don't know now. Maybe 6 minutes will be fine.
Sharp, 7 minutes. We give you 7 minutes. Close the debate. Then we'll bring other people. You have 7 minutes.
Yeah. First of all, if you check the data on Nigeria's economy from 1960, which is the year they gained independence, to 1994, their theory doesn't make sense, and that's the point. That's the key point. There's no country in Africa that has ever given another country 1 billion, never mind 61 billion. I mean, what kind of lies are these, where people just come online and say anything that is like, it's just if you don't have a brain at all. This kind of, if you're going to lie, you need to at least show that you have got like some level of IQ where your lies need to be believable. You can't just make an obvious lie where nothing makes sense attached to it. You need to put some value in your lies. Put some effort at least, so that the lies can be believable at least. Just put some effort. You can't say, when you look at the figures of Nigeria's economy, 1960 to 1994, it doesn't make sense. Nigeria did not even have the money, $500 million money to give South Africans. And how come these transactions are not traceable? There's no evidence of this money that was given. It's Nigerians who keep saying these things, no one else. So how is this doesn't make sense at all. Nothing makes sense from this notion that Nigerians provided money to South Africa. Not when they were still even poorer than us, living in poorer conditions. The GDP per capita doesn't make sense at all. So this consistent lies by Nigerians, it's just weird, man. The Nigerian propaganda is disgusting. Most corrupt politician in history of Nigeria. So he's the one who erected the Jacob Zuma statue. I think it costed 15 million naira. The reason was that Zuma signed an MOU agreement with that state to help them fund the Rochas Foundation. The Rochas Okorocha Foundation is a foundation that builds schools in Nigeria for kids that are suffering. So Zuma's foundation funded that organization to help them build schools in Nigeria. That's why the statue of Zuma was erected in that Imo state. It wasn't just they just decided to erect this statue. It was because they were attracted by the funds that were coming, basically the begging bowl status, and they were so happy because the corrupt Zuma was bringing in the funds to fund them, help them to build schools, because Zuma apparently, he says he believes so much in education. So that's what happened, and that's why that statue was erected there. I think it still stands to this day, but the people there have never accepted that statue. They don't like it there, especially because it's a statue of a black South African. So that is doing numbers on them. When it comes to the migration of Nigerians, I don't know why they do this lying. Not every single Nigerian in South Africa came here by flight. Most Nigerians can barely afford a flight ticket. Most of them do. It's possible to travel the mainland Africa. There's road networks that connect countries to countries. It's possible to pass through until you get where you are. We've got so many Somalians and Ethiopians who came here by trucks. I don't know why he's lying and coming here to sound like Nigerians can really afford a flight ticket. Most of them, the truth is they don't. That's why even some of them are risking their lives in the Mediterranean Ocean there, going through the boat. If they can go through the ocean with a boat, why will they not risk a life climbing a truck on the mainland Africa to get to South Africa? That doesn't make sense. An average Nigerian doesn't afford a flight ticket. It's just the truth when you look at the economy. And even during the so-called xenophobes attacks in 2018, the Nigerian guy who owns the flights there, he's got a company for the airplane companies. I forgot its name. He sent free airplanes to collect his people here. They didn't want to show up. So his notion of saying many Nigerians left South Africa during that time is not true. In fact, there's a high chance that same year, many Nigerians still flocked to South Africa. Home Affairs, when it was under Aaron Mutwaleri, there's a stat that showed that every week Home Affairs declined more than 1,500 visa applications from the state of Abuja, from the city of Abuja itself alone. 1,500 visa decline from one area alone in Nigeria coming to South Africa. So that alone shows you the numbers of Nigerians in South Africa are not true. That 24,000 or 31,000 they speak of online is not true. The government of South Africa came out and they said they lost numbers in terms of the migrants in South Africa. I mean, the amount of Nigerians who call in on these lives and tell you that they are in Johannesburg on daily basis, just on TikTok, that gives you a sense of how many of these people are here. And then we have to be arguing with people like Angel, just making up stuff straight from his head. It's not true. And we know, and to the when you talk about crime, what this guy is missing one point. When he tells us to go hunt these criminals who came to our country uninvited, though, so because his government has failed to keep their criminals caged there in Nigeria. Now they became our problem. Fine. He says we must go and arrest them. He forgets one thing. By the time we spend our own resources from the tax collectors, when we spend our own resources to go hunt his criminals from his country, they have done the damage. That's the part is missing. Already our people are experiencing the most heinous crimes in their hands. We're talking about the lives being lost. We're talking about families being destroyed with powder. We're talking about grapes, human trafficking. Your concern is just go arrest them. You forget the damage that these people have already caused into our people before you even tell us to just go arrest them. Let me close this host. I'm closing. A country like South Africa that has occasionally experienced criminal syndicates who are Nigerians has the right to ban ties and ban the people of Nigeria solely entirely from entering our country. Picture this: if we ban Nigerians, we take them out of our country, that means the problems we have with them of criminality will disappear. We won't have to fight anymore. We won't have to argue about these things. We send Nigerians where they come from and we at this side. We don't mix, we don't have to have this conversation. That's an easy solution. Countries have a right to ban a specific group of people after they experienced this level of criminality from them. We don't owe Nigerians anything. No group of people.
Thank you so much, Mabaso.
You have got them.